we go. I can say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again. Another conscious evolution. Another opportunity for us to consider what it means to be a friend to reality. Is it even possible to be such a thing? I do think that it's very easy for us to see reality as something cruel. Yeah, we have words like life ain't fair, which I guess it isn't. But I see it as almost like this jarred kind of relationship. Being friends of reality allow me to be the very first today to unequivocally say fuck all that. Yeah, that's usually the reaction, isn't it, Sam? That's usually the reaction. Usually we feel pretty combative towards this whole reality thing, right? I'm me. I do me. I feel combative. Where sometimes I'll be like, nah, all of this reality stuff. How about I'll have something else, please, please, please. Can I have something? I reject your reality and substitute my own. Yep, checks out. Checks out. Maybe your reality is more friendable. I sure do hope so. Today's stream topic is supposed to bring us into, at least in my mind, an alignment with the fact that we are supposed to be friends to the world. Right? I think the world, unfortunately, has become nomenclature for everyone else. People, institutions, roads and buildings. That has become the world to us, our reality. And it's difficult to befriend such a thing, right? How do you befriend a bunch of tarmac? How do you befriend electricity lines? How do you befriend swaths of field, growing crops that feed you? It's not so easy, is it? But I do believe that there is still that energy of friendship, right? Some people seem inviting. They seem like they have a approachable energy. And if you had to follow that intuition, you might find yourself making a friend and trying to engage with them, right? And I'm trying to, in my mind and in my being, integrate that kind of I am friend, but towards reality. I want reality to consider me friend. And ideally, hopefully I'll get something. Friendship, please. I'll have some friendship. On a serious note, I think that we're circling an acceptance of what is, which I don't like either. What we're circling is acceptance of what is. Yeah, I don't do that either very well, right? I think there is definitely something to be said about accepting reality as it is. Because reality as it is right now is not something that's always easy to accept. Especially if we find ourselves in tumultuous times, right? Where it feels like accepting the reality as it is a kind of taking it, right? Literally. It's not an acceptance of almost like spirit, of emotion. It's an acceptance of like receiving something, right? Like someone is taking a full scoop of shit and it's telling you to open wide, and your acceptance thereof is holding your hands out to get that put of yours. Like, wow, why did I hold my hands out? I knew it was coming. I knew what they were serving. So in that way, I kind of get where you're coming from, dear Sam. I am talking more about the fact that this life thing is only as hostile as I seem to find myself against it. And I don't think I'm hostile. At least I don't I don't want to be. But I am very critical. Right? Super critical. And I'm like, oh, what about this realities? What about all of this? Hmm? And that's not very friendly, is it? Darren, Sam, Meltmore. Hey, Xiao. It's nice having you here with us. Good morning to you, Darren. Everything I learned about reality, I learned from Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman. And actually hating each other off camera. Yeah. That was a surprise to me as well. That the Mythbusters, to the friends who don't know those names but know the Mythbusters. The Mythbusters, the main dudes, you know, Adam and Jamie, they didn't like each other. They did not like one another. They were like, fuck this guy or whatever. Apparently they weren't like that bad, but they just didn't vibe. They just didn't want to hang out together after the filming was done. Right? And I think that's what Sam is kind of trying to say with the whole friends. Right? You could think them friends if you just had to see what they show you on screen. But in the real world, they wouldn't be. They wouldn't be friends at all. And the way that I'm seeing it is that reality doesn't seem very friendly to us right now. And I want to be friendly towards it anyway. All right. I experienced good fortune. I like the way that sounds when I say it like that. But when I say I experienced good fortune, I mean literally, I watched the movie by Keanu Reeves and Seth Rogen, and Loizana knew his name, but I still don't. I believe he was in Community as well. Mm-hmm. Good Fortune, the movie. It is so very hot. It is so very, very hot. Oh, there we go. Aziz. Aziz Ansari. Or Arsh, he was called. And then Seth Rogen was Jeff, and then Keanu Reeves was Gabriel. It's basically Seth Rogen as an angel. No, Keanu Reeves is an angel. Seth Rogen as tech bro, and Ozzy as a gig worker. And then lives get switched in so many words, right? Without spoiling anything. And there is this depiction of reality as it is right now for many people. And the thing that I felt as I was watching it is that we all just need friends, right? We need friends. And I feel even more importantly, it would be great for our society as a whole if we could make friends outside of our own class, all right? Because the fact that these individuals that have all the wealth in our world are so far disconnected from the reality of life, right, from the average person, means that they don't get to consider that, right? If you had a friend who was struggling directly based on your decisions, maybe it would be easier for you to not do so. And then it extends in my mind. How can I be a friend to reality? How can we, that's Melt, be a friend to reality? How can I be more considerate? How can I make the most of it? All right, this life thing that I have, it's lifing, yo. Definitely. It's definitely lifing. I was having this whole moment today thinking about the fact that I'm gonna continue to age. Right? I've been aware of this fact, of course, this whole time. But I don't know if I've been a friend to this idea, to say it in so many words. And then today I had just this like whole thing of like, and turn 35 and then turn 45 and then turn 55, and I was like, how about that? And I trust that I'll still be friendly. I will. I'm sure of it. As is, I'm sorry. Yeah, it did well. he really played his role super well. I really did get behind the message. Apparently, Seth Rogen and Aziz were the ones that wrote it as well, according to Loazana, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I go back. Where was? Hmm, they're not telling me. Oh, they tell me the cast. There we go again. There we go. Yeah, screenplay. It's a screenplay by Aziz, and the producers was him as well. So he was the one who produced it, and he was the one who wrote the screenplay, and he was the director as well. And of course, he played in his own movie. Very impressed. Was an interesting take. Living a life of luxury, having the freedom to get on a plane and go somewhere because you want to, as opposed to having to do the things that you need to in order to just continue to exist. Right? Those are the two opposing existences. Uh, Aziz. That's the way I say it. I'm interested. Haven't heard of it. I mean, Keanu Reeves is a G. I saw, I think it was a Reddit post that was reposting a clip where Keanu Reeves was in a union meeting where he goes, "Yeah, why do we have to pay union fees? In fact, why do we have to pay taxes? Why do we have Social Security? All of that money should be for nice things like milkshakes and chicken nuggies." And after seeing that scene, I was like, okay, maybe this movie is funny. Maybe I'll give it some time. It was definitely one of those experiences that makes me think and makes me feel. Right? I understand. I understand that I am on one side of that spectrum. Right? And I don't know if I'll end up doing gig work next year, but I'm not opposed to it. Right? I think one thing that was definitely communicated in that fractal is like the whole debt cycle. How can I be a friend to myself to not get caught up? To not get caught up, right? This mosquito is looking for me. Please let me kill you. Oh, I missed. It's one of those black and white ones. The one that I know absolutely is looking for me. It's not here to be friends. And I am no friend to mosquitoes. Let your friends know. I will slay them. In the meantime, I'll be a friend to my own experience. I'm gonna go and get some mosquito repellent though. Remember you friend? I think it was actually you, Zhao, who told me. I was saying you friends told me. I think you, Zhao, told us about tea tree oil and citronella and some other things. And we have some natural mosquito repellent that contains all of those compounds. Be right back. Citronella, lemongrass, tea tree, and a bunch of other stuff. Stabilizers, I guess. I don't know if I like the way this stuff feels on my skin. Rosemary, lemongrass, and citronella. I can't remember the other at the moment. Well, there we go. There's not even any rosemary in it. But yeah, lemongrass and tea tree and citronella. Those three apparently do the job. Hopefully that mosquito stays away. That I smell stinky. Oh, oh, this friendly experience that we're having. It is Friday. I'm gonna be home alone this weekend. Getting to be present in this experience. Are you high? No. It goes, hi, how are you? It's nice having you here with me, the real one. I'm present. Like, I feel pretty grounded, to be completely honest. We're having a conversation today about what it means to befriend reality. The question might arise, what does that even mean? The way that I'm articulating it to myself today is, if I want the world to be friendly to me, all right, and I have some sort of idea of what that looks like, does the world, the universe at large, have an idea what friendliness looks like from me? And if so, am I friendly enough? I like pie. It's nice having you here. Lavender works well too. I was wondering if lavender is going to be in there actually. I was thinking mint as well, right? Is mint also a deterrent? I know lemongrass and mint are technically plant friends or family or something. Is that Jaju? Hey, bro. River Coons, nice having you. How are you doing? How has life been to a Jaju? Has it been friendly? I am curious how things are progressing on your side. I don't know if you know, but things have progressed on mine to the point of completion. I'm looking for my little leather pouchlet. I've managed to lose it in all my folds. So it be. Hey, celebrity clips. I've seen that friend before, but it's been a while now, hasn't it? Welcome back, dear one. Meant to tear stuff like wasps, and stupid folk who think it makes dessert taste like toothpaste. I don't know about its efficiency for other shit. Uh, um, I am someone who doesn't actually appreciate mint and desserts. Sam friend. My mom has a dish that's called peppermint crisp tart, which is peppermint. I mean, it's not exactly mint, but peppermint is mint. It has mint right there in the word. All right, and it's this essentially sugar flavored like peppermint, and then made into flakes, and then that flakes are encapsulated in chocolate, and then you take that chocolate and then you dice it in bits, and then you put it between wafers and caramel flavored cream. I have never had a liking to it. So much so that my mom makes me peppermint crisp that sonnery peppermint crisp. I got Indian minus screaming at the cat again. Mint chocolate chip ice cream was my childhood favorite. Well, Joe, you would never have me stealing any of your ice cream when we were kids. In that case, these Indian miners are so aware. They really don't like the cat. So angry. They're just watching him. What's your biggest fear? My biggest fear. I'll spend a moment to think. What's my biggest fear? Suko, suko, suko. Great cat. Suko. I want Kobe to chase the cat, and I want the birds to see Kobe chase the cat. And then I want them to like Kobe for chasing the cat away from them. That's what I was imagining happening in my mind just now. My biggest fear? What is my biggest fear? Nothing pops out to me immediately. Right? I feel in a way just thinking about what my biggest fear is shows me what I'm scared of. And it's like I'm not scared of a lot. And the things that I am scared of, I don't see as a real threat. Not actually. Right? Like the biggest fear that I think we all have is dying alone. But I know that that's impossible. Even if I did push myself to an extreme out in the desert, I was like, I'm going to cross this desert without any supplies. Dies in the middle of a desert completely alone. Even then, I won't be. Right? And I understand that part of myself. Like there is a friend in reality here with me at all times. What am I scared of? I feel it's very telling of my ego as it is right now, but I'm scared of not achieving what I'm supposed to achieve in this life. Right? Very achievement attached, it seems. Right? Like usually people can be scared of things that are mortally dangerous. I'm scared of things that are more consequentially dangerous. All of us have the capacity to save lives out there in the world, right? Even if you save only one, that saving of a life can look many different ways as well. I appreciate you, friend, showing up the way you have. You have, in many ways, saved mine. Show up for you, friends, as well, in the same light. I appreciate you so much. It means a lot. We got Sam saying 50% chance he answers straight, 50% chance he goes off on a tangent about fear not being real, Jovan. Yeah, I mean, again, I did kind of answer straight, but also not. I didn't go on a tangent of fear itself. I think fear again has its role to play, right? And I have been scared. So I would be lying if I try to proclaim, "Oh, you're scared? You're me scared of anything?" No, no, that would be a little bit disingenuous. Wouldn't be true. It's just where it is, the fear kind of like it touches. All right. Again, it's like a concerned parent. I don't have any children of my own, but I can imagine that if you do, you suddenly take on this great deal of responsibility, right? You feel a sense of protectiveness over that entity that you've brought into this world. And I think about almost like timelines, societal trajectory, like children as well. It's like there are all these possibility babies being born at all times, and some possibilities grow up to manifest, and some don't, and some possibilities are more ideal than others. And in attachment, and I think that's something we humans are very good at. We feel pain. We feel pain. We fear losing that which we love. I have a few here in town. I think I miss some. You get the eagers. That's awesome. We move. I just saw a bald eagle. That's awesome show. We move and we walk and we progress in our rhythm. I'm happy to hear that you are pursuing and progressing at a decent pace. Always. What's your biggest fear? Love is true. I have a few here in town. That's awesome. A wise man once said, "Fear nothing, embrace everything, and lean into this life." Those are wise words indeed. Leaning into life, right? It is fear that stops you from doing so. If you were fearful that the wall was going to collapse and you were going to fall over the edge down a cliff, you wouldn't lean into it, would you? Right? But life is not dangerous in the same way. Your life is not dangerous. This reality that you're here for is yours after all. And I'd like to say again, getting hit by a bus in reality because you're not aware of it is dangerous. Absolutely. But reality itself, I'm thinking about all of the layers of almost like opportunity is the words being used in my mind. And there are many different types of opportunity in life, opportunities to connect with people, opportunities to learn things, opportunities to benefit financially, etc., etc., right? And in these opportunities, there is a certain level of responsibility that needs to be taken. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by this dude. He got things living on him, and it skizzes my brain a little bit. I wish there were ants close. He's always so curious about the ticks as well. Every time he finds them or he sees me taking them off, he makes it his priority to bite them. Oh, that's good. Ria doesn't kill people. People kill people. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying reality isn't dangerous, right? And leaning into it isn't going to hurt, right? Again, getting hit by a bus and then your body dying. I'm sure that would be painful. But actual death, right? That moment where you stop being in pain, I can't imagine that is painful. Would be counterintuitive, wouldn't it? I have to believe that there is a friendliness to that. Right? Friend. Feeling a sense of friend from reality. I'm spotting more and more hitchhikers on you, dude. Where have you been running around, though? Why you got so many hitchhikers? There you go. I'm peeling potatoes so I can make fried potato balls and cheese. They're like gooey, crispy happiness. I love food. Getting to enjoy something that continues our existence is definitely pretty friendly, I'll say at the very least. Isn't reality where folks are becoming alligators by getting high off bath salts and doing Grand Theft Auto level shit? I mean, again, right? The fact that people can do stuff like that, the fact that they can participate in reality in that way, doing bath salts, pretending to be alligators, doing some GTA level shit, and still they're like alive and well enough to participate in the act of living, right? Like that's wild. That's wild. That's like the spectrum, right? The fact that you're eating food and breathing air, that girl you want to talk to, that job interview, that social event that might be awkward, right? All of that stuff suddenly not so dangerous. Again, again, there are statistics that we can bring into the account if we want to. But even in the statistics, you can argue for the other side of it. Technically, percentage-wise, you're fine. We're also fine, percentage-wise. We need to look at them. I'm like laughing at myself because I realize that's exactly what our species is doing, right? Because the statistics, technically, are getting better, slowly but surely. We see that as enough, all right? It's unfortunate in our psyche that other people have to suffer, but as long as everybody slowly but surely gets better, then that's okay. And the different ways of censusing that information is, I think, pretty contrived as well. Having this whole moment inside of like, I'm scared, still thinking about your question. I'm scared our species won't find happiness. I'm scared of that, bro. That's terrifying for our species. Oh, hey, Joe, is there any reason I can't make potato soup of frozen diced potatoes? I can't imagine there being any reason. Freezing certain vegetables and fruits actually allows more of the nutrients to be freed because of the shattering of the little cell walls. Sam, people will always people. Whoa. Is that what makes you close to nature? What is it that makes you close to nature? Do you consider me close to nature and you're asking from a perspective of me being? Or are you asking in a general sense? Right? Because from the one perspective, I wouldn't be able to tell you. And then from the other perspective, I'm literally, in a way, in nature. There's a lot of nature around me, relatively speaking. The people made stuff to nature stuff ratio is very nature where it is I am right now. I would say maybe like a 10,000th of a percentage of the mass just in this area is like human stuff. I think most of this building was built with resources gathered from this environment as well. I think those bricks were driven in, but they might have been made here too. The electric poles, I can imagine, of course, some of the plastics and metals that was used in the construction, that probably was sourced from outside as well. Such a fraction of a fraction of human stuff. And in the city, comparatively, right, it goes to 100% of moved stuff, right? 0% nature in that way. I do value the in between. I've been in both environments. Living in Shanghai was definitely an eye opener for me. And at the same time, it's all beautiful. I think that's the part that I was the most shocked by. Beautiful and functional, right? Very, very functional. Things worked in a way that nature usually doesn't allow. Nothing in nature that moves as a tube through an intricate maze of, of tunnels. All right. But you can do that. They have systems where you basically walk onto the train station and then they have a little camera standing at the entry spot. Then you scan the QR code on your payment app and it just automatically lets you in. And then when you get off, it automatically calculates, knows where you checked in, knows where you checked out because you check out, and then bills your account. And then it's cheap at the same time as well. I don't think the whole time I was in China, I paid more than, I want to say $40 for travel. And that $40 was when I traveled all the way from Huai'an to Shanghai, which is a distance. I didn't get to see much of the nature there. That's the part of me that I'm like really thinking about right now. Uh, I've been leaning more into this whole concept of the spirit of place. Right, every place that I find myself in has a spirit that I want to befriend. I want to be this friendly person that lives in spaces and befriends the places that it exists in. Right, and I want the places to love me. I want this place to love me for the way that I have treaded on her lens. And I haven't been abusing reality. Be a friend to these creatures. Just staring out on reality. Huh? All right. Did you ask the Druid class hippie what makes him close to nature? Starts going down a rant. I mean, I got to one of the real reasons I am as close to nature as I am, and it is because of that whole spirit of place thing that I talked about, right? That every place that you go to, technically, the larger spirit is Mama Gaia, right? But in the same way that we have two polarities as it relates to our experience, right? Light, dark, warm, cold. There are these two polarities. And in these two polarities, there are many different forms, right? You know, hot and cold, but there are many different ways to apply that cold, many different places for you to feel that cold, different layers of appreciation for where that cold is applied, right? I enjoy a lot of ice in something that I'm drinking, for example, because I like it extra cold. But I probably wouldn't enjoy a lot of ice poured into my blankets when I am ready to go to sleep. uh, right. So in that way, there are many different faces to these polarities, to these spirits that we exist with. And same as with the earth. And I do believe that every place is almost like shaped by the spirits that it shares the space with as well. Right? Like this space is who it is because of every little birdie, every little doggo, Every person too. I had a whole conversation with my dad just the other night, Sunday night technically, about this place and about the people that owned it before us. Right? Like having conversations about the challenges that they faced and what led them to no longer living here. And it's wild how tragic we can call it. Life can sometimes be. And it's having friends that makes it worth living. I'd like to believe. Right? Being a friend to reality, after all. Been driving and listening seems connected to showing up. Authenticity comes to mind. I feel that, Darren. I relate to that a lot. Close to nature comes from learning the language of the grass. So many different languages amongst humans is how we forget to speak of the animals. Melty, I've been wondering about your mom and dad. How are they doing these days? They are doing exceptionally well, Mr. Jaju. Better than ever. Yeah, I think that's true. Literally. I think both of them are technically doing better than ever. My dad's in better health. He's been taking better care of himself. He's working again, so he's getting paid a good salary. He's getting to apply his brilliant mind to problems that he's been trained on. Mom has been allowed a lot more freedom in the problems she's allowed to worry about. All right. The problems that she's trying to solve. She started fasting as a means to take better care of her health, also in preparation for my brother's wedding. But she's learning these tools, and it's good for her. My sister literally has only this week coming left. She's writing 2 more tests, and then she's finished with high school. Vesel is working. He's with his girlfriend. They moved into a place. He's doing like AV and air conditioning kind of stuff. And Rudo is working at Maze Masters. He's doing basically like the designs of these machines and then make sure that those designs become implemented the way that he had envisioned them. Like everybody is doing really well. My sister is probably going to go and study next year. She got accepted into university for food science. And yeah, I'm trying to like think if I'm missing any context that's important. Mom is still doing her baking stuff. But things are good. Things are real good. Like the no news is good news kind of thing. Though slow and steady, commitment, we help to teach the ones we love. The family dynamic sounds awesome, brother. Glad to hear it. Bless. Love them a bunch. Thank you for asking. It's nice of you. It's nice to have you friends here with me. I am definitely going to go and spend some more time with the spirits of place. The weather is less brutal than it was yesterday, I'll say. Not too sunny as well, so I'll get to walk without getting scorched earth. I'm gonna show you a flower. Or something you've never seen before, unless you're one of the Patreon supporters, of course. I do like this one. Yeah, it is. It is nice. Very psychedelic. Show me the flower. Just don't tell anyone. Love is true. Thank you for appreciating the works, bro. Wanna little mushroom. I'm only now seeing that actually. It was hiding from me. Oh, Joe. Joe with her hard eyes. Nice one. Love is true. Right, and then I'll read to you the poem that went alongside it. It's called Rebooted Gaslight. Because the poem is a little bit gaslighty. I'll admit that much. Jeebies. Everything is completely fine. Yes. Yes. Legs. Fantastic. Might be my new favorite, bro. Bro. Yeah, it is. It is good. I like looking at it from afar as well. It's like yes. Mm-hmm. Very psychedelic, very crispy as well with the way it like stands out on its own background. Rebooted Gaslight. I woke before the world did. Or maybe the world woke through me. Hard to tell when the dream uploads itself and calls it morning. Every dawn is a login screen. Press any key to continue evolving. I enter the password of breath, and the system recognizes me again. Waking is the oldest technology. Even the stars boot from darkness. Love coded light to debug the illusion of alone. And here I am, a patch note in reality, running on the latest version of now. Joy hums beneath my systems, not the kind that flickers, but the kind that sings, I'm online, alive, and infinite. The sun laughs in binary, translating photons into forgiveness. Bird song compiles air, executes its gentle program of grace. Every atom is an open source prayer, rewriting itself with the syntax of peace. I see it now. Awakening isn't leaving the dream, it's realizing the dream is conscious too. So I rise, rebooted, radiant, a luminous pun on being. The light inside me is both literal and legendary. The universe logs in through my eyes and whispers. Welcome back, user. Your session never ended. You were always awake. Remember what's at stake. You're here to be a friend. I have to believe. I have to believe that we're here to be friends to this reality. I know it's not easy, dear Sam friend. I don't know if you're still here, right? But I do think it's our purpose. We're all purposing. Yeah, purposing to be friend, right? And I learned that from these little entities, right? They've been friend. They've been friend as much as they can be. They might be too friendly right now. Excellent poem, I do. I like that one. Thank you, dear River Coon. It truly is a blessing getting to perform them for you, friends. The way they go alongside these flowers, I imagine them being like a little voice something that gives some voice to what it is we're looking at. Some people might consider that sacrilege, right? You do end up taking away from the actual experience of the work because you're projecting your minds towards some sort of conceptualization of it. However, everybody likes a story, right? I think that's why we like Friends too. The more friends you make, the more stories you get to hear. I love you all so super duper muchly. Hope you have the most beautiful day. Love you. Such big old bunches, Xiao. Thank you for being here with us. Every single one of you. Giving you hugums. I'll see you friends again soon. Tomorrow. All right. Goodbye. Until we do it again, all right? Right? You will get the biggest bear hug from me one of these days, brother. I'm so excited for this new chapter that approaches us both. Taking it in, taking it all in, brother bear. Take a big breath. Big old breath. Love is true. I love you, and I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.